Starting shooters here for blue collar prepping this week. Another alternative heat source, one that you can find at every garage sale, yard sale, Facebook, social media marketplace, everywhere in northern Michigan. And it's an old kerosene heater. Now, it's not quite as active or aggressive as one of these element heaters that are propane. Comes apart. You know, this one's an antique, but it's not so antique that it comes apart for maintenance. Apart. This one's new, so it's unused, but it's older than my 48 some odd years. Runs on kerosene. Good and bad things about it. Again, it's not as active, it doesn't heat as quickly a small area as does the propane heater, regardless of the element you use for the propane heater. But it is nice for a good steady burn. It doesn't burn a lot, doesn't burn very quick. But once you get that room up to temperature, it does help keep that temperature regular. Now, this one is very small. This would be very small space. This is like probably akin to just my utility room, basically bigger than my studio that I generally use. Always, or as always, when you're ever burning something, CO detector and a smoking detector. This actually happens to be both. My first alert's an older one, but you can get both. Highly recommend that. It runs on batteries, so you're going to need that. Now, here in northern Michigan, where we do all kinds of things inside and out, ice shanties, ice fishing, hunting, those kind of things, very prevalent. I live in a county of 100,000 people, and in the summertime, it's almost 1 million people. So, having said that, I have my properly labeled kerosene. Generally, you could buy it brand new. They're blue, I believe. Or not blue, that's water. Excuse me, maybe it's green. Regardless, kerosene, I have it labeled. I think there's one place in my county that sells kerosene. Maybe two places, take that back. There's two places on opposite ends of the county that sell kerosene. It is not very readily available. So this may be very inexpensive to buy for $5 or $10 here and there. It's not as aggressive as propane, and it is not readily available. These canisters here for exchange are in every market and every corner. You can exchange and get another one. Accessibility is huge. Even if the grid goes down, you know, and you have to go to scavenging, this might be the better way to go. It's a lot more an investment than this, but we're talking about prepping here, and it's certainly a lot easier to use. Storage for this, you're definitely going to want to treat this just like diesel and gasoline. It will break down over time, and it doesn't take a lot of time. Doesn't heat very hot, or I should say put out great numbers of BTUs, but it does do that. But availability for the fuel is small. Now over time, you know, you have all these different things and you plan ahead accordingly. That's for sure. And it also stinks. I mean, it smells just like diesel when it burns, kerosene when it burns. It stinks. It does leave a film. It's like kerosene oil lamps. It's the same principle. It burns a lot hotter, but it's essentially a giant kerosene oil lamp. So, alternatives. This one is, actually I won at a raffle, and it's very antique. There are much, much sturdier versions than this. This is basically just a heat guard so you don't get hot. This one will actually burn pretty hot, or it should. Next week we'll give it a try while we're working on our snowblower. So, comments, concerns, questions, whatever, please feel free to post below. As always, be good, be safe. And if you can't be safe, be good and dangerous.